Hey guys, Aaron here. Welcome back to the channel. Currently, I am working on an entertainment center that I'm building for my neighbor down the road. And I have all the cabinets built. The step that I'm on right now is building the cabinet doors and the drawers, but today I'm focusing on just the doors themselves. And what we're gonna do is just a standard shaker style cabinet door. That's kind of the most popular thing right now, it seems to be. So that's what we're gonna do. And if you've never done that before, stay tuned. I'll show you exactly how I do this, and maybe you can learn something. I know there's been a million how-to videos on how to build a shaker style cabinet door, but I think I do have a little tip for you that actually could help you out with some of the math, not necessarily the construction of it, but and how to figure out the dimensions for your doors, basically. So if that interests you, stay tuned. We're gonna get right to it. I'm not gonna waste any time. What I like to use is this tongue and groove bit. This is made by Freud. All it is it's not even a rail and style bit. They have rail and style kits that you can buy as well, but this is actually just a tongue and groove bit that I've used for years. I think I bought this thing, I just looked on Amazon, bought it back in 2018, and it's still sharp, keep it clean, and I've done a couple of kitchens, let's put it that way. So it's lasted me quite a while for me. So I think I paid $100. I'll leave a link in the description. But anyway, so let's get to it. So first step is you need to measure your cabinet opening. So, and then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to this is my little pro tip for you. We're gonna go to this website that you enter in exactly what your dimensions are for your openings, and it will basically calculate the dimensions that you need to cut all of your rails and stiles for your doors. So anyway, okay, we've got our cabinet, and I went ahead and stole one of my my kitchen cabinet doors because we're going to give you some information here on that you need to know. So if you don't know what the parts are called on a cabinet door, the horizontal pieces up here are called rails, and the vertical pieces are called stiles. So you're gonna need a couple of dimensions here. You gotta measure your cabinet opening. I know mine is the width is 33 inches, and the height here is 26 1/4. So you're gonna need to know what your opening is. And when you take that measurement, don't measure in the middle right here, from here to here, when you're getting the width or the height, because especially if you're refinishing kitchen cabinets or something like that, because cabinets can start sagging, or you might get a bow right here, and you're not going to get the true width or the true dimension of what your cabinet opening actually is. So make sure you measure up here by one of the rails from here to here for your width, and then from here to here for your height. So the next thing you're going to need to know is what is the width of your stiles and rails. So for instance, on this door, it's 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 right here for my stiles, and 2 1/4 right here for my rails. You need to know that information. So measure your cabinet opening and what is the dimension of your, or the width of your stiles and rails. Now, next thing you're going to need to know is what type of hinges are you using? Are you using 1/2-inch overlay? That's probably the most popular that you've seen. Are you doing full overlay, where it just completely covers the entire carcass or the face frame? 3/4-inch overlay. If you don't know what that is, it would be, I can use this door. So your overlay this is actually a door over there, but you get the idea. So it's how much it overlays or covers over the top of your face frame. So for this example, what I'm doing is just standard 1/2-inch overlay. So when you're shopping for hinges, make sure you buy the correct hinges that will account for the way you're building your cabinet doors, basically. Okay, so you got your opening, you got your stile width, and then you got your overlay. Next thing you're gonna need to know is what is your groove depth gonna be? Now, mine on this router bit, I know it's 7/16. So we have our information. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to this website that is called I think it's Raised Panel Cabinet Door Calculator or something like that. But basically we're gonna go to Google and go to this website, and I'll show you. Okay, here at Google, type in cabinet door calculator, and website will pop up. What you're looking for is this one right here, Raised Panel Cabinet Door Calculator, and click on that. And then right here, we're going to start entering all the information that we just gathered from our cabinet carcass. So we got the width, mine was 33 inches, and the height was 26 1/4. And then we'll scroll down here, and it gives you a couple options. So We talked about the overlay. You need to decide, are you doing inset, or decide which 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch overlay. And then also here's your style width. Mine was 2 1/4. You need to account for that. And then how many doors are you doing? Is this a single cabinet or is it a double door cabinet? In my case, it was 2. And then you'll have a gap between the doors there, as you saw. And then here's your group depth. You need to make sure that you enter this in properly. Once again, mine was 7/16. Yours, if you're using a table saw, once again, just whatever you're going to create the groove, enter it in here. And then panel expansion gap. What this is for is if you're doing solid wood, you want to make sure that you have a gap in there accounted for seasonal movement. And once you're done with that information, as you can see here, you just hit calculate and wait for this ad to go away. You hit calculate and it generates a cut list here for you and gives you your exact door dimensions. It also tells you what material, gives you a layout like this. And you don't really need all this information. Really, the main thing that you need is just the cut list, which is right here. So now you can refer back to this, and this is a cut list for all your rails and stiles and your panel for 2 doors. All right, and just like that, we've got all our rails and stiles, or at least I do. If you don't, go ahead and mill up all your lumber and cut all your rails and stiles to the dimensions that showed on that website. Next step is we're gonna focus on the rails. So the stiles, we can set those to the side. All right, so I'm all set up here at the router table and ready to start cutting these tongues on all of the rails. So this can be kind of a dangerous task. This is a fairly large bit and you're hogging off quite a bit of material all at one time. So you could make this in multiple passes, but what I suggest is build a coping sled. This thing is crazy easy. It's not difficult. You can buy these things, but save your money. It's not worth it. I think they're like Woodpeckers makes one. It's like 400 bucks or something. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Everything Woodpeckers makes is expensive, so it probably is. But I think Rockler sells one as well. But honestly, this thing is so easy to make. These toggle clamps are super cheap. Just get 2 toggle clamps. I got some leftover scrap plywood, and then this fence piece right here is a piece of the material that we're actually using. And the reason for that is once you get this bit height set in the position that you want it, you place this fence right here and it becomes a 0 clearance. So your piece butts up against it, and then you don't run the risk, or you have less risk of getting tear out and blowout on the back side as you're pushing this through. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'll bring it a little closer quick just to show you how easy this jig is to make. So as you can see, this is a very easy jig to build. All it is a piece of scrap plywood and then an auxiliary fence right here. All you're gonna do is place that in here and make sure that you're butt up tight against this fence. Make sure your material's tight against this fence and lock it down. So, like I said, this thing kind of makes short work of cutting these, the tongues on these rails. It helps with accuracy, it gives you a cleaner cut, and really makes this task that much more safe. And for the amount of time that it takes to build this thing, there's no reason not to. It's super easy, quick. You can build this thing in a couple of minutes. So, just double check for square, and if you're good, move on and cut all the tongues at this point. And then the next step will be cutting the grooves. All right, we've got our other bit chucked up and ready to go. Now all we gotta do is get it adjusted to the, calibrated to the exact height, and then we can start running every single one of our pieces through to create this groove. So we'll get this dialed in. What we need to do is we need to make sure that the top side of these cutters is flush or parallel with this top side of our tongue. Start lowering this bit down, and best way to do it is just use your finger and feel until it's pretty flush. Now that's real close. I think that's close enough to try it. Okay, so like I say, here's the groove that we just cut. You can see it's nice, pretty clean cut. And what we're gonna do is check and make sure that our tongue fits in there nice. All right, with all of our tongues and our grooves cut in every single one of our rails and stiles, next up is to move on to the panel. So in my case, I'm just gonna be cutting this out of 1/4 inch plywood. So that's the next step. Refer back to that website where we entered in all of our dimensions, and it should have your panel dimensions right on that same cut list. So I'll go ahead and cut that, and then we'll get ready to start assembling these. Okay, we've got all of our parts cut out, and now it's time to start assembly. First thing we're gonna do is don't be shy with the glue. We're just going to load up the glue on this tongue here on both sides. Grab yourself a brush or something to spread this out, and make sure you get it down on the shoulders. I'm making a mess, but yeah, don't be shy on the glue. Just load it up. It doesn't matter if you're going to make a mess, because we're going to sand this all down later anyway. All right. Place that in there. We'll do the same with the other side. All right. Next up, we'll slide our panel down in. Okay, now throw some more glue on here. Okay, and just like that, we have a cabinet door. I'm gonna let this sit in clamps overnight, and next steps will be drilling our cup holes for our hinges, and then really after that, other than finishing, you could just start attaching these things to your cabinet carcass and make sure that all your dimensions and everything came out correct. So I'll let this cure overnight, and then we will start drilling some holes. All right, guys, it's been about 24 hours. It's the next day. I've got these 4 doors out of the clamps. Next up, I'm gonna sand all these down quick, and then after that, we'll drill the holes for the hinges. All right, the doors are sanded, and next up is we are going to use this jig to drill the holes for the hinges. All right, this Craig hinge drilling jig is incredibly handy. All I do is just line this up down here and throw a clamp on it on both sides here. And then if you notice, it has these, let me move you over a little bit so you can see. It's got these holes right here and here for these holes in the hinge. So what we'll do is we'll pre-drill those. It's kind of handy to have 2 drills going with this. Not needed, but definitely makes it go a little easier anyway. So now we'll take this part of the jig, and the way this works is it locks in place. You give it a little rotation here like that, and it locks in place, and then we're just going to drill down. And then with a little vacuuming, pull our clamp off, and there we go. There we have it. We have our 35mm hole for our hinge, and it fits perfect. So we'll go ahead and zip these screws in. And there you have it. We've got a hinge installed in our door. And just like that, we've got a finished cabinet door with the hinges in, other than putting finish on it. At this point, you could stain this or paint it, either way. So anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you did, leave me a like, leave a comment, and if you guys are interested in thinking about doing a video, like a how-to video, how to build, not just build a cabinet, but how to build, like how to go start to finish on building something for your house that would be like an entertainment center like I'm building right now, which consists of like multiple cabinets to, you know, almost like modular, to be able to put it together inside your home, or a customer's home or something like that. If that's something you guys would be interested in, I guess, I don't know exactly how the video would go, but my brainstorming, what I'm thinking about is for going on SketchUp and designing the entire thing on SketchUp, which I'll preface that by saying I'm a complete rookie at SketchUp. I don't want to say I'm a rookie, I've been using it for a lot of years, but I probably have, in a professional's eyes, I probably have learned a lot of bad habits, I'll say that, in the designing process on SketchUp. So anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. We'll see you guys. See ya.